Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get right to it. I want to thank everybody that's subscribed recently. I think we've had almost 20 new subscribers in the last 2 days, and I am very thankful for that. Thank y'all for joining the Big Ranch Show here. Please come back for more. Please keep these view numbers going up, and I think we'll be doing great here at the Big Ranch Show, and I'll be able to bring you even more content. And maybe even get out and be able to get some interviews for different topics and stuff like that, if I can get out and do them. But anyhow, on to the story. Kanye West. The other day, Kanye West was at the White House, invited by Donald Trump. He came and sat and talked to Donald Trump in the Oval Office, and they had a good little chat. You know, it seemed a little weird to me, some of the stuff they talked about how his MAGA hat made him feel like Superman or something like that. It's a hat, people. Hats don't give you powers. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But those aren't the problems I had with Kanye West. I don't even care that he dropped an F-bomb in the Oval Office. Far worse has taken place in the Oval Office than somebody dropping the F-bomb. You know? But the fact that liberals lost their minds at the simple fact that Kanye West went to the Oval Office or went to the White House to meet with the president is insane to me. Why? Because he's a huge celebrity who happens to support the president. Of course the president is going to bring him in to the White House. One, it's cool for the guy, for his supporter, Kanye West. It's also good for Donald Trump, because it makes him seem relevant. Do you really think the Obamas, sat there and talked to Jay-Z and all the stuff like that just because they wanted to be great friends with Jay-Z? No. It was because it made them look good to the younger crowd. And that's exactly what's going on here with Kanye West. There's no problem there. I don't see the issue. I don't see people are losing their minds. I really still don't understand why they were losing their minds because he dropped an F-bomb in the middle of the Oval Office. There's a lot of other things that took place in that office. Just ask Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. So if you're worried about a word, then maybe you need to go back and look what's actually taken place. And maybe other words that have been said in that office by people like LBJ, who was known to have dropped the N-word in the Oval Office. Now, I know it was a different time, but words are words. That's all they are. And I don't think it was a proper word to use. Maybe you shouldn't really be using the N-word or the F-word or any kind of word. I don't think in a situation like that you shouldn't be using the N-word, period, in my opinion. And dropping an F-bomb, though, it's not bad compared to what has taken place in that office. So I have no issue with Donald Trump bringing him in. I have no issue with Kanye West supporting Donald Trump. My whole problem with Kanye West has nothing to do with his political support or who he supports politically. My problem with Kanye West is he peddles ignorance. That's all he does, it seems like, as of late. Recently, the most recent thing he said is that we should abolish the 13th Amendment. For those of you that may not know, the 13th Amendment abolished slavery. But he says the 13th Amendment needs to go because it's slavery in disguise, he says. Have you not read a history book? Have you not read what in the hell the 13th Amendment actually is, Kanye West? Or do you just listen to what other people tell you it is? Read a book. Go take a college history course. Something. Because you're peddling lies. You're peddling smut. And you're sitting there trying to you're making younger people believe these things are true. And they're not. The 13th Amendment ended slavery. put an end to the horrific practice of slavery. You can say what you want, but this is America. You're free to say what you want, but I don't have to respect the fact that you peddle lies and you peddle ignorance. I will never support somebody peddling ignorance. And that is exactly what Kanye West is doing. So no, I have no problems with Kanye West and his support for Donald Trump. I have no problem at all with what he feels politically. But when you're going to make a claim, make sure it's factual. Make sure there's actually a reason for it. When you're going to call the 13th Amendment slavery in disguise, give an explanation. Because that way, at least, we know where you're coming from. Whether you're full of crap or not. But anyhow, this has been The Big Ranch Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe for more if you haven't already. Come back to the Big Ranch Show every day for new videos. 5 days a week, normally Saturday through Wednesday. Sometimes I miss a day. But if you're new to the channel, please check out some of the other videos. Let me know what you think. Thank you for all the comments on the CornerstoreCaroline video. I really love getting comments here at the Big Ranch Show. So if you like the video, please leave a comment. Please hit the like button. And share the video. Share the videos, especially that CornerstoreCaroline video. Please get that out there. People need to hear what took place there. And to those of you that have been questioning some of the things in the Caroline video, let me address a few of them right here. One reason that I did not directly address racism pertaining to the woman and the little boy was that I thought it was obvious. I thought it was obvious because of the way she acted and the way I described the story. I thought it was kind of obvious. I did mention racism as in her apartment complex where they had said that her neighbors have said that the people move out because of her, because she writes racist, racial slurs, outside and stuff like that, things like that. That's what I've been told and what I've read from the New York Post. So that's why I didn't address it directly. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought it was obvious of what was going on there. I don't believe racism is the main problem. Like someone said to me on Facebook, it wasn't. It's the main issue isn't necessarily that she's racist, even though she is. But the fact is, she's just a garbage human being. I mean, look at what she did. How she acted. And that takes me to the next comment. Yes, I was incorrect. It's been pointed out to me a few times now that in the CornerstoreCaroline video, I said the first thing she did, her first reaction was to call the cops. I am sorry. I was inaccurate. I was completely wrong. Because no, her first reaction was to make sexual gestures towards the children and their mother. She was the one being lewd and crude, I guess you could say, not the little boy. CornerstoreCaroline she's obviously got issues. One person this morning said maybe she was on drugs, and that's very possible. The way she reacted is just not, it's not how a normal, sober person would react. So maybe she was on drugs, but I don't want to sit here and speculate on that because I don't have a clue. But I do know from what I have seen, she is a garbage human being. She is not a good person. I don't know what was going on with this lady. I don't know what was going on in her head. But I don't understand. I really, really don't understand why she lost her cool, why she did what she did, and why she called the cops on a 9-year-old boy for something he didn't do. There's only one explanation, I think, for why she would have called, and it had to have been race. That's my opinion. I don't think race is the only issue, but I think race is a big issue. As somebody mentioned before, a lot of people do tend to call the cops on black individuals sometimes for things they don't do. Quite often for things they didn't do. And unfortunately, that is a fact of of how, the fact of America today, and how it's been for a really, really long time. We really need to make change. We really need to change this country. We really need to get past racism and overreactions to things as simple as someone brushing up against you. It's just terrible to see how this country has gone from, from seemingly not being outraged by everything to being outraged by everything. And I'm tired of these people trying to get other people in trouble for things they didn't do. Now, for the one person that did say that that's what happened to Bill Cosby, well, I don't know about all the charges, but clearly there was enough evidence to convict him on one charge. And if there was evidence of any kind, then he did it. He even admitted in his deposition that he had at one point in time done that. So I don't know about Bill Cosby, but I do believe we got to do something, though. We can't be having people getting sexually assaulted, but we also cannot have people ruining people's lives because of a false sexual assault allegation. Even though, from what I've seen, it's somewhere around 2% of sexual assault claims have been found to be inaccurate or lies. Sometimes people have simply made mistakes, but it's still only about 2%, 2 to 3, maybe 5% of the time. Now, that's still a large number, and it's still not a good number. But it's something we got to do about it. There's something we have to do to fix it. I don't know what we can do, but we got to do something. But CornerstoreCaroline, this is probably the last thing I'll mention about it. But with CornerstoreCaroline, it doesn't make sense that a mentally stable, sober person would make a call like that. Especially gyrating her hips and making all sorts of lewd gestures towards the kid. It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of disgusting, if you ask me. Anyhow, like I said, this has been the Big Grand Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck. I'll see you down the road.